2 years, 3 months, and 25 days ago, I became a member of Toastmasters International and joined Pretoria East Toastmasters. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name's Jason Redding, and today I will be reflecting on my pathway. I joined Toastmasters after the dark period that we will all refer to as COVID-19. Coming out of lockdown, being socially excluded from being able to do most of the things that I really like to do, I really needed to find something to help develop my personal growth. At the same time, we were all in the middle of COVID. I was also beginning my career. Imagine coming out of varsity and expecting to go work at an office and being told to sit at home and talk to everyone through your computer. Not fun. At the same time, we were doing personality tests at work to understand what type of personalities we had and the types of personalities that our colleagues had. The word personality is derived from the Greek word persona, which means mask, because the mask that you wear at home is different from the mask that you wear at work. What the test showed was that I have a very dominant personality, especially when it comes to my social groups. This makes sense because I'm an only child raised by a single parent. I was sent off to boarding/military school at the age of 13, and I see myself as an extremely independent and individualistic person. So that made sense. You adapt your personality when you move into the workplace. Because I understand authority coming from the boarding school background, when I adapt my personality to work with others, it becomes an inspiring and creative personality. I give ideas instead of trying to dominate the conversation. But there were two other components in the test, the social and communicative parts of the test, that between my personal and work personalities didn't change. And I thought to myself, how do I make those bars go up? So I decided to join Pretoria East Toastmasters. The reason I joined was because I wanted to work on my weaknesses and improve my existing strengths. A lot of you are staring at the screen wondering who some of these people are. Those are past members of Toastmasters, but you can see a couple of faces that are still here today. One of the reasons I joined Toastmasters was because my mother has been a Toastmaster for the last 10 years. So I have seen the effect that such an organization can have on an individual. So let's reflect on what my pathway was about and how I feel about it now. The resource asks you to speak about your accomplishments along the way. I would say that the biggest accomplishment is that I am still here. I am still a member of Pretoria East Toastmasters. This shows commitment and grit. The pathway that I chose was team collaborations. This aligned with the learning outcomes that I wanted because I had just been studying at school alone, university alone, but now I need to work in a company, to work in a team. And my social and communicative outcome from that personality test showed these were my weaknesses, and I needed to be able to improve on them. The two main speeches that I can remember from my pathway are when we learned about the different leadership styles that you have and the different communication styles. Nowhere in my career or in my student life had I come across such tests. So to get such an insight that was pretty accurate, I would have to say, on how I communicate and how I lead really opened my mind to the possibilities that lay before me. A key component of the team collaborations pathway is active listening. This is something I struggle with. As Sentle said, I also switch off in meetings. I also have this bad habit of interrupting people while they are still trying to communicate with me by jumping into the conversation. So by sitting in the audience consistently every 2 weeks for the last 2.5 years, as well as coming up here and contributing, I think my active listening is at a next level. And secondly, the other one was motivating others. Through my communication style test, it indicated that I have a very good way of getting other people excited and motivated about what we are doing. And I see how that has flown into work. But it's team collaboration. So how could I get the most out of the team collaboration? Well, I joined the executive committee of Pretoria East Toastmasters, which put me into a team that actually communicates, something that doesn't actually happen at my job. So it felt really great to be part of a team where everyone was coming to the table. Every single person in the executive committee is pulling their own weight. And to see that and to consistently make progress within a team has really inspired me to move that knowledge that I have learned within the executive committee over into my company. But there are also obstacles that you face along the way. Juggling Toastmasters and a full-time job is no easy feat, guys. But watching the other members of the executive committee and the other members of Toastmasters who are also juggling chaotic jobs and personal lives, but still showed up every week. They still took on a role. They still said, yes, I will do that speech. Being on the executive committee, I don't deal well with receiving critical feedback. So I had to sit there and receive critical feedback. And although I may not have appreciated it, it was a learning process in order to be able to better handle critical feedback. And instead of being upset with that person for pointing out something that I did wrong, and realizing that I have room for improvement, and how can I take their message home with me in order to better myself. Asking for help. I, as an only child that have gone through primary, secondary, and tertiary education on my own, have never really asked for help. But sometimes you reach a point where you don't either have the skills, the knowledge, or the willpower to get over the finish line. But by asking for help and reaching out to those in your team, you will be surprised at how willing others are to help you. Another way of looking at it is that I never really reached out to help others because I always thought that only if they asked for help did they need it. So I have become better at identifying people when they are struggling and indicating to them, do you need help? And them going, yes, please, I need help. So that has really been an obstacle that I have overcome, and I'm really happy about it. The resource indicated that I should try and give some feedback to some of the new members of Toastmasters. And we have a few guests here who have indicated that they're going to become members. So I have 4 points that I've said. The first one, plan ahead. If you want to do a speech, we know this club is full. Plan your speech a month ahead. Indicate to the VPE, I would like to do a speech, and he will indicate to you when it is available. Now you have an end goal. You already know I have to do the speech then. And you will put the pressure on yourself to come to the meeting and do the speech. My second point is don't back out. Once you have made the commitment and your name is on the agenda, don't back out. Come and deliver the speech. Even if it's terrible, it's okay. This is a club where we like to fail forward. Thirdly, if you don't know what to talk about, Talk about something you are passionate about. Has it been 10 minutes? Yes. Talk about something that you are passionate about. Half the speeches that I did here were on NFTs, meme coins, beef cattle, why cheese is addictive. Do it on anything. We've had Felicia do one on bonsai trees. If there is something you are passionate about and you are pretty sure you're the only person who knows anything about it, come and do a speech about it. We want to hear what you have that we don't have. And lastly is have fun. This club provides such a warm and nurturing environment. The atmosphere is always bubbly, and that will bring out the best in you. So come here and have fun. Don't be nervous. People say I don't look nervous, but I'm sweating out of my hands right now. So yes, just have fun, guys. Outside influence. How has Toastmasters influenced me during my time? Well, it has made me more comfortable in front of a larger crowd. I used to stand up in front of a crowd and my lips would bounce around, but now they don't do that anymore. I don't get nervous. I have experience from Toastmasters, and I can use that energy and take it with me to be able to talk to people when there's 100, 150 people. And that culminated in me giving a conference presentation in France regarding my PhD in front of some of the smartest people in my field. I felt really intimidated that day, but it also gave me the impression that I am also good enough to be there and to be at the top of my field. I can now more effectively communicate better to farmers and listen to their problems instead of thinking what I know their problem is and trying to provide the solutions. Just hear them out. Hear what they have to say. You might learn something. I also searched for growth outside of Toastmasters. That up there is a mentorship group that I joined through my South African Society of Animal Scientists in collaboration with the South African Council of Natural and Agricultural Scientific Professionals, which is a mouthful, but you can just say SACNASP. We were the first group that came together and were mentored by other individuals within the field, but we weren't all people that had jobs. Some of the people there are unemployed or were unemployed, but through this networking opportunity made contacts and now have jobs in the industry, or even are doing their PhD with me. Oh, where's Arthur up there? Lastly, my social life. COVID was really restricting. I love to party. I've been to Opikopi. I've been to Rocking the Daisies. I've been to Lenterdag. I've been to Ultra. I've been to Earth Dance. I've been to any festival you can name. I've been there. I love to dance. So that's me. That's my spirit animal, a Hawaiian panda. And Toastmasters really got me going out there because it was a place to come and be present and to grow. And I feel like being there is being present. But what now? I don't care about the red card, but what now?
We'll excuse you.
But what now? So I've come to the end of my first pathway, and most people would end their Toastmasters journey here. But luckily, I have been a member of Pretoria East Toastmasters. During my time here, 5 people have finished the pathway, and 4 of them are still members of this club today and are going to be completing their second pathway. So by looking at my peers and those that I have walked the journey so far with, I myself will continue to keep walking this Toastmasters journey. The ultimate goal is to be distinguished Toastmaster. So this, as I would like to say, is not the end of my Toastmaster journey, but is just the beginning. Thank you.